Have you ever looked at your lab results and seen the word creatinine, but had no idea what it really meant? Maybe your doctor mentioned it once. Your creatinine is a bit high and you shrugged it off, thinking, I feel fine, maybe it's nothing. But what if that tiny number on a piece of paper was silently predicting your future? Because when creatinine starts to rise, it's not just a lab result. It's a warning sign that your kidneys, the body's silent filters, are beginning to struggle. And the truth is terrifying. Over 37 million Americans are already living with kidney disease, yet 90% of them have no idea. Think about that. No pain, no symptoms, no alarms, just quiet, invisible damage day after day, meal after meal, until one day the damage is done. You wake up swollen, tired, foggy, wondering why your body doesn't feel like yours anymore. And all along, the clues were there. The foods we thought were healthy, the snacks we trusted, may have been pushing our kidneys closer to failure without us ever realizing it. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop that silent decline. You'll discover 3 popular nuts that can secretly raise your creatinine and quietly damage your kidneys, and 3 other nuts that do the complete opposite, helping cleanse your blood, reduce inflammation, and restore your filtration power naturally. So stay with me, because the difference between the wrong handful and the right one could literally decide the future of your kidneys and your life. Let's start with a nut that almost everyone loves, smooth, creamy, comforting, the one that shows up in trail mixes, salads, and healthy snack packs everywhere. Cashews. They look harmless, even elegant, but for your kidneys, they can be a silent storm. I still remember a patient named Robert, a 67-year-old retired engineer, who came to my clinic with constant fatigue and swelling around his ankles. His blood pressure was fine, his sugar levels were stable, but his creatinine had quietly crept up to 1.8. He looked at me puzzled and said, "But Dr. Johnny, I eat clean. I don't touch junk food. I mostly snack on cashews." And there it was, the very habit that was hurting him. Here's what most people don't realize. Cashews are nutritional powerhouses, yes, but they're loaded with phosphorus, over 660 milligrams per 100 grams, and about 18 grams of dense protein. That combination might sound healthy, but for your kidneys, it's like forcing an exhausted worker to lift double the weight. Phosphorus is one of the hardest minerals for weak kidneys to filter. When it builds up in your bloodstream, it doesn't just stay there. It triggers vascular calcification, stiffening your arteries and raising your creatinine even more. According to the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, people with kidney issues should keep daily phosphorus intake below 800 to 1,000 milligrams. Just one handful of roasted cashews can push you past 2/3 of that limit in a single sitting. And remember, most of us don't stop at one handful. Pair that with high phosphorus foods, cheese, meat, or protein bars, and your kidneys are already waving the white flag. To make things worse, cashews also contain potassium, another electrolyte that becomes dangerous when your kidneys can't excrete it efficiently. Too much potassium leads to muscle weakness, irregular heartbeats, and even cardiac arrest in older adults with elevated creatinine. You might think you're eating heart healthy, but in reality, you're pushing your kidneys toward overload. So if cashews are part of your daily handful, take this as your wake-up call. I'm not saying you can never touch them again, but if your creatinine is even slightly elevated, those creamy little nuts could be doing more harm than sugar or salt ever could. Do you snack on cashews while watching TV, or add them to your morning oats because you thought they were clean protein? You're not alone, most people do. But understanding the hidden phosphorus and potassium load is the first step to taking control of your numbers. But just knowing about cashews isn't enough, because the next nut on this list is even trickier. It's the one most people eat every single day, believing it strengthens the heart. Yet it quietly sabotages your kidneys from within. If cashews are the silent storm, almonds are the hidden trap. They're everywhere in protein bars, almond butter, almond milk, energy mixes. You probably have them sitting in your pantry right now, labeled as heart healthy or keto friendly. But here's the twist most people never hear. What's good for your heart can sometimes quietly strain your kidneys. Take Susan, a 64-year-old retired teacher who came to see me last year. She was proud of her diet: no processed food, no soda, no fried meals. Every morning she started her day with a handful of almonds and a glass of almond milk. But her labs told a different story. Her creatinine had jumped from 1.2 to 1.7 in just 4 months. When I asked about her diet, she smiled and said, "I thought almonds were the best thing I could eat." That's when I had to tell her the truth. Almonds can be a hidden source of stress for weakened kidneys. Here's why almonds are extremely high in potassium packing, nearly 200 milligrams in a single 1-ounce 28-gram serving. That may not sound like much, but if your kidneys are struggling to filter waste, potassium can build up fast, and that's when real danger begins. Elevated potassium levels, a condition called hyperkalemia, can cause fatigue, muscle cramps, and even sudden irregular heartbeats. The American Journal of Kidney Diseases recommends people with chronic kidney issues to limit potassium to 2,000 to 500 milligrams per day. Eat just a few handfuls of almonds, add a banana or tomato salad, and you've already crossed the line. Most people never connect the dots because almonds wear the perfect disguise, high in vitamin E, low in carbs, great for cholesterol. But what's healthy for one organ can overload another. When the kidneys can't flush out potassium efficiently, that healthy snack becomes a ticking time bomb. And the effect is cumulative. Day after day, your creatinine edges higher, your filtration rate slips lower, and you don't feel a thing until fatigue, swelling, or brain fog finally appear. So if you're sprinkling almonds on your yogurt, blending them into smoothies, or snacking while watching TV, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this helping my kidneys or quietly pushing them toward exhaustion? The truth is, moderation isn't always safety. For people with even mildly elevated creatinine, almonds should move from daily habit to occasional treat. But only avoiding almonds won't solve the problem, because there's another nut that wears an even softer mask, sweet, warm, comforting, yet beneath that shell lies a compound that can ignite inflammation inside your kidneys like a slow-burning fire. And that one is coming up next. If almonds are the hidden trap, then chestnuts are the silent deceiver, sweet, comforting, nostalgic. They smell like winter holidays, remind us of family gatherings, and feel harmless to the touch. But for someone with elevated creatinine, chestnuts can quietly turn that warmth into real danger. I once met Michael, a 70-year-old man who adored roasted chestnuts. Every evening in December, he'd sit on his porch with a cup of tea and a handful of chestnuts, believing they were a gentle, heartwarming treat. It's natural, he told me. Better than cookies or chips, right? But after the holidays, his legs began to swell, and his back started to ache. When we ran his labs, his creatinine had jumped from 1.6 to 2.3. What seemed innocent had slowly overloaded his kidneys. Here's the science behind it. Unlike almonds or cashews, chestnuts aren't high in fat or protein. They're packed with starches and complex sugars, which make up nearly 80% of their calories. That means they can spike your blood sugar quickly, especially when eaten in large portions or alongside other carbs. For aging kidneys that already struggle to regulate balance, that sudden sugar rush forces them to work harder, increasing oxidative stress and raising creatinine. But the real hidden villain is something called oxalate, a natural compound in many plant foods. When oxalates bind with calcium, they form calcium oxalate crystals, the same material that creates kidney stones. According to the Mayo Clinic, consuming over 100 milligrams of oxalates per day can significantly raise your risk of stone formation, especially in older adults or anyone with reduced filtration. And guess what? Just 100 grams of chestnuts can bring you dangerously close to that daily limit. The irony is, chestnuts feel so gentle, soft texture, sweet flavor, easy to chew. People think this must be good for me. But easy on the stomach doesn't mean easy on the kidneys. Every spike in blood sugar, every wave of oxalate adds another tiny scar to the filtration units that keep your blood clean. And because the symptoms build slowly, most people never connect the dots until it's too late. If you already have kidney concerns, enjoy chestnuts only occasionally and in small portions, maybe 1 or 2 pieces, never by the handful. Better yet, replace them with lower oxalate options like apples or berries during the colder months. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the story doesn't end with what to avoid. Nature in its balance always gives us both poison and cure. And now that you know the hidden risks, it's time to discover the nuts that can do the opposite, the ones that help cleanse your blood, reduce inflammation, and gently lower creatinine naturally. Stay with me, because what comes next might just change how you see food forever. After hearing all that, you might be wondering, is there any good news? Absolutely. Because just as some foods strain the kidneys, others act like gentle healers, quietly restoring balance from within. And one of the most powerful of these healing nuts isn't flashy or expensive. It's tiny, brown, and often hiding in the back of your pantry. Flax seeds. When I first met Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother from Florida, she'd almost given up hope. Her creatinine was 1.9, her energy was low, and she felt like her body was slowing down no matter what she ate. But instead of reaching for another supplement or detox drink, we tried something simple, adding 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed to her breakfast every morning. 3 months later, her lab results told a different story. Her creatinine had dropped by 18% and her energy was back. The sparkle in her eyes said it all. So what makes flax seeds so remarkable? They're one of nature's richest sources of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, especially alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. This compound helps reduce inflammation in the microscopic kidney tubules, the very structures that filter toxins from your blood. Chronic inflammation is a silent destroyer of kidney function, but ALA acts like a firefighter cooling that internal flame. And that's not all. Flax seeds are packed with soluble fiber which acts like a natural sponge inside your body, trapping excess urea and nitrogen, 2 waste products that kidneys usually have to filter out. A 2020 study published in the Renal Failure Journal found that participants who consumed 30 grams of flaxseed daily for 12 weeks saw an average 18% reduction in blood creatinine levels. That's a powerful number, especially for older adults who often believe improvement isn't possible. Here's the key though, flax seeds only work when prepared right. Whole seeds often pass through the digestive system undigested, meaning you get none of the benefits. Always grind them fresh using a small coffee or spice grinder. Store the powder in a sealed glass jar away from heat and sunlight and take 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. You can sprinkle them on oatmeal mix into plain yogurt or stir into warm water first thing in the morning. Just remember, flaxseed fiber absorbs water, so hydration is essential to keep digestion smooth. Simple, affordable, and science-backed flax seeds prove that real healing doesn't need to come from a pill or a cleanse. Sometimes the smallest change makes the biggest difference. But only knowing about flax seeds isn't enough because there's another nut that might surprise you. Most people avoid it thinking it's too fatty or too rich, when in reality it holds one of the most potent anti-inflammatory secrets for people with kidney issues. And once you learn what it does inside your body, you'll never look at this nut the same way again. If flax seeds are the quiet healers, then macadamia nuts are the misunderstood guardians, rich, creamy, luxurious, and often unfairly labeled as too fatty. But the truth is, for people dealing with high creatinine, macadamias can be one of the gentlest and most kidney-friendly sources of energy on earth. I'll never forget Henry, a 66-year-old former construction worker who came to see me after years of struggling with fatigue. He'd stopped eating nuts altogether because his doctor warned him about potassium, and he missed them dearly. When I suggested macadamias, he looked skeptical. "Aren't those the expensive oily ones?" he asked. But within 6 weeks of switching from cashews to macadamias, his blood pressure stabilized. His creatinine dropped slightly, and most importantly, he told me, "Doctor, I finally have energy again." So what makes macadamias so special? Unlike almonds or cashews, macadamias are composed primarily of monounsaturated fats, the same heart-protective fats found in olive oil. In fact, about 78% of their total fat content is monounsaturated, including a rare fatty acid called omega-7. This nutrient isn't just good for the heart, it's a game changer for the kidneys. According to a 2021 study published in the Journal of Functional Foods, omega-7 helps lower inflammatory cytokines that damage kidney tissue, improving overall filtration efficiency and reducing oxidative stress in the glomeruli, the tiny filters inside your kidneys. And here's the kicker, macadamias are naturally low in both potassium and phosphorus, with only about 200 milligrams of potassium and 188 milligrams of phosphorus per 100 grams. That means they deliver clean energy without burdening your filtration system. It's like giving your kidneys a soft pillow instead of a heavy rock. But there's a right way to enjoy them. Stick to 5 to 7 nuts per day, ideally mid-morning or mid-afternoon, when your body's active and your metabolism steady. Choose raw or unsalted macadamias. Added salt can raise blood pressure and undo the very benefits you're trying to achieve. You can grind them lightly and sprinkle them over oatmeal, Blend them into a smoothie, or simply eat them as a snack with a cup of warm green tea. Just avoid eating them late at night. Their rich fats can slow digestion and interfere with sleep, which is when your kidneys do their most important repair work. So if you've been afraid of macadamias because you thought they were too indulgent, think again. Their healthy fats nourish your cells, their low mineral low-diseases, kidney strain, and their anti-inflammatory compounds act like internal repair tools. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's one more nut, the final one, that carries the most impressive track record of all. It's shaped like the human brain, but its true power lies in protecting not just your mind, but also your kidneys. And studies show that adding it to your daily diet could dramatically lower inflammation and help restore filtration function naturally. And finally, we reach the king of kidney protective nuts, the walnut. Just one look at it tells a story. It's shaped like the human brain, symbolizing wisdom and vitality, but its benefits go far beyond memory and focus. Inside that shell lies a nutrient profile so powerful it can actually help calm inflammation, protect your blood vessels, and support your kidney's natural repair process. I met Linda, a 69-year-old retired nurse who came to me frustrated. She had done everything right: low salt, no red meat, plenty of water, yet her creatinine stayed stubbornly high. When I asked about healthy fats, she laughed. "I'm scared of fats, doctor. I thought they'd make things worse." I asked her to try something different: 4 walnut halves each morning, soaked overnight and lightly toasted. 6 weeks later, her numbers had improved. Her energy was higher, her swelling gone, and she told me, "I wish I'd known this years ago." So what makes walnuts so unique? They're one of the richest plant sources of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a type of omega-3 fatty acid that helps regulate inflammation at the cellular level. When inflammation drops, your kidney tissues can finally breathe again. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consume walnuts regularly had 32% lower C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of systemic inflammation, and showed measurable improvements in kidney filtration within just 12 weeks. That's not marketing hype. That's science. But the story doesn't stop there. Walnuts also contain polyphenols and tocopherols, 2 antioxidant families that protect the delicate membranes of kidney cells from oxidative damage. Think of them as microscopic armor, shielding your filters from the everyday toxins that build up in your bloodstream. And unlike almonds or cashews, walnuts have moderate potassium and phosphorus levels, making them one of the safest nuts for people with mild to moderate kidney impairment. If you want to get the most out of them, stick with 4 to 5 walnut halves per day, preferably after breakfast or as an afternoon snack. Soak them overnight to reduce enzyme inhibitors and make them easier to digest. Always check for freshness. Bitter or moldy walnuts can contain aflatoxins that harm both the liver and kidneys. When prepared right, they're one of the simplest, most affordable forms of daily kidney protection you can give yourself. So as you sit there listening, maybe you're realizing that the path to healthier kidneys isn't about expensive supplements or strict diets. It's about choosing foods that work with your body, not against it. And among all the nuts out there, walnuts might just be your strongest ally. But only knowing this isn't enough, because what truly transforms your kidney health isn't knowledge, it's action. The way you apply what you've learned next could mean the difference between decline and recovery, fatigue and energy, sickness and strength. And that's exactly what we'll uncover in the closing message. So now you've seen both sides of the story, the nuts that can quietly push your kidneys toward danger, and the ones that can bring them back toward balance and healing. It's incredible, isn't it? Something as small as what we snack on each day can decide whether our kidneys struggle or stay strong for years to come. Cashews, almonds, chestnuts. They look innocent, but for a body already fighting to keep creatinine under control, they can be like pebbles clogging a delicate filter. Replace them with flaxseeds, macadamias, and walnuts, and you give your kidneys space to breathe again. You help your blood flow, smoother your body detox more efficiently, and your energy return. It's not a miracle, it's biology, and it's in your hands every single day. And here's the truth. Kidney disease doesn't begin overnight. It builds quietly, meal by meal, choice by choice. The good news is healing can start just as quietly with one small, consistent habit. Maybe tomorrow morning, instead of grabbing a handful of salted nuts, You reach for flaxseed on your oatmeal, a few macadamias with tea, or a couple of soaked walnuts after breakfast. Small actions, but they whisper hope back into your body. Remember this, your kidneys don't ask for much. They just need you to listen. Every time you choose wisely, drink water mindfully, or swap a risky snack for a healing one, you're telling your kidneys, I've got your back. And over time, they respond with strength, balance, and life. If this video helped you understand your body just a little better, share it with someone you care about. You might save a friend or a family member from years of silent decline. Hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, Kidney Strong, if you're ready to start your own healing journey today, because your story could inspire someone else to begin theirs. This is Dr. Johnny, and I want you to remember one simple truth. Your body is designed to heal when you give it the right tools. Choose foods that love your kidneys, stay consistent, stay hopeful, and never forget every healthy choice you make. Today is a thank you note to the organs that have been protecting you all along. Stay kind to yourself. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll uncover more simple science-based ways to help your body thrive naturally. Until then, take care, and may your kidneys stay strong for the years ahead. Before you scroll away, pause for just a moment and put your hand over your lower back right where your kidneys sit. Feel that gentle warmth. Those two small organs have filtered your blood tens of thousands of times since you woke up this morning. They've worked for you silently, without complaint, without rest, and now it's your turn to return the favor. Think about how far you've come, the information you've just learned, the myths you've unlearned, and the choices you can make starting today. This isn't just another health tip or quick fix diet. It's a reminder that you still have control, even if your lab numbers once scared you. The foods you choose, the water you drink, the calm breath before every meal, they all speak the same language of healing. So here's your challenge for the next 7 days. Try one small change. Add flax seeds to breakfast, replace salted almonds with 5 macadamias, or end your evening with 2 soaked walnuts. Then write down how you feel, your energy, your focus, your mood. Real healing doesn't happen overnight. It happens when consistency meets awareness. And if you're ready for the next step, stay tuned. In the following video, we'll go even deeper, exploring the hidden morning habits that either cleanse or clog your kidneys before your day even begins. You won't want to miss it. Remember, knowledge is power, but consistency is freedom. Let's build that freedom together, one choice, one morning, and one healed kidney at a time. This is Dr. Johnny thanking you for your trust and reminding you your body is wiser than you think, and hope is always one decision away. See you in the next video, my friend. You know, sometimes I think about how fragile life really is. We chase so many things: success, convenience, comfort, and somewhere along the way, we forget to take care of the very machine that keeps us alive. Our kidneys don't shout, they don't complain, they whisper. But those whispers, the fatigue, the swelling, the sleepless nights, they're not random, they're messages. And if you've made it this far in the video, it means you're finally listening. Maybe your journey hasn't been easy. Maybe you've seen your lab numbers climb and felt that quiet fear in the pit of your stomach. Maybe you've been told that decline is inevitable, but I want you to remember something: inevitable doesn't mean unchangeable. The human body is an incredible masterpiece of regeneration. Give it the right tools, nourishment, rest, hydration, peace, and it will fight for you even when you think it's given up. I've seen it happen. I've seen 70-year-olds bring down their creatinine. I've seen tired hearts find rhythm again. I've seen hope return in the faces of people who thought it was over. And that's why I make these videos, not just to teach you about food, but to remind you that you're not broken. You're simply being asked to care again. So tonight, when you pour yourself a glass of water, don't do it mindlessly. Look at it as medicine, as gratitude in liquid form. You're not just hydrating your body, you're cleansing your life. And every sip, every healthy choice, every small act of awareness, that's how you heal. If this message touched you, don't let it stop here. Share it, because someone out there might be silently fighting the same battle you're winning right now. Let's build a world where people don't wait for pain to start listening to their bodies. I am Johnny, and I want you to know healing isn't a miracle. It's a commitment. You've already taken the first step just by being here. Now take the next one, and let's keep walking this path together. Because when you care for your kidneys, you're not just extending your life, you're protecting every heartbeat, every sunrise, and every moment yet to come. Stay strong, stay kind, and never stop believing in your body's ability to heal. You've made it all the way here, and that already says something powerful about you. You care. You care about your body, your future, and the people who depend on you. And that's where real healing begins, with awareness, with compassion, and with small daily choices that tell your kidneys, I'm protecting you now. So before you go do one simple thing for yourself, save this video so you can come back whenever you need a reminder, and hit subscribe so you never miss the newest kidney health insights, medical tips, and natural science-based guidance I share each week. Every video is made with one goal: to help you understand your body better and take control of your health before it's too late. Because remember, your kidneys are quiet, but they're listening. Every time you choose water over soda, whole foods over processed ones, calm over stress, they respond. You have more power than you think. I am Johnny, reminding you that hope is never out of reach. Healing starts with knowledge, and knowledge begins right here with you taking the first step. So stay consistent, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your kidneys, and they'll take care of you.